To a super team, right? Brooklyn, but Brooklyn didn't. They're not in the finals right now. That clock is ticking. That clock is ticking.
Well, let me talk about your Wizards team for a little bit here, because I loved your season. Y'all were kind of counted out, and I love Russ. Like, there's a million NBA storylines all the time, but just the way he's handled when Katie left, like, okay, what's next? Like, I'm just going to put it on myself. The way he speaks out about, you can judge championships and all that stuff. It's like, and which I think is the dumbest. Like, you don't know anything about basketball whatsoever. What are we playing, the counting game? Like, you have to understand what guys are up against and what they're doing. So I just love them. But I also hear like dudes like, they want to win too. So there's this balance of like, do you play on the super team, or do you, hey, like, have the integrity? I'm with this organization. I'm going to carry them as far as I can go, squeeze as much lemon. Like, and you're in that spot, you're not free agent until 2023. Like, how do you, that whole thing, like being happy in Washington versus being jealous of what other guys have and all that type of stuff?
It's tough. It is tough because it's the uncertainty that kills you, because you can see, okay, you can go to a super team, right? Brooklyn, but Brooklyn they're not in the finals right now. Like Lakers, they're not in the finals right now. Like Golden State, granted, these teams are hurt, but the mega teams aren't that were in years past. They're not in the finals right now. Like, nobody thought Phoenix would do what they're doing right now. So in your head, you're like, well, dang, can Washington do what Phoenix did? So that uncertainty is what kills you, and at the same time, you understand that you want to win. You do want to win. And this is me going into my 10th year. So, that clock is ticking. That clock is ticking. I don't get any younger. So, at the end of the day, we definitely finished better than what we started. It still wasn't where we wanted to be. Hell of a lot more room to grow. But in hindsight, just seeing how the league is, where guys go, like Milwaukee built up their team, but they're in the ship. It's that uncertainty. Like, it can happen, but the grass may not always be greener. So,
yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm not an NBA player. Obviously, I'm a interviewer, whatever you want to call me. But I look at a guy like Dirk. You got your like that to me is like ideal career. You guys were not supposed to win, and you did.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And you're loved and all that type of stuff.